Hi, Mike Serra here from Customer States. If you're searching for the highest quality additives, lubricants, or cleaners for your automotive, heavy equipment, agricultural, or industrial machinery needs, look no further than the Justice Brothers line of products. From lubing your chainsaw, performing a complete fuel system treatment and decarb service on a customer's vehicle, keeping that forklift forking and lifting, or just need a can of that famous JB80 penetrant to persuade a rusty bolt, Justice Brothers has you covered. Travis Ferris of Hit Distributing is not only Southern California's authorized Justice Brothers distributor, but also a great friend of mine. Over the years, Travis has helped me and my dealership with anything and everything we need, including all the lines of Justice Brothers products and even equipment to perform the various services we may need for our specific application. HIT stands for honesty, integrity, and trust, so you know when you contact Travis, that's exactly what you'll get. That, combined with Justice Brothers supplying superior quality automotive products since the 1940s and 75 years in the racing industry, you will have absolutely everything at your disposal to get the job done. Justice Brothers is proudly made in the USA, and they have a satisfaction guarantee or your money back. Justice Brothers has the best quality products over any other competitor, and they'll gladly tell you that themselves. If you live in the Southern California area, call my man Travis Ferris at 805-208-7818. And if you don't, call him anyway and tell him I said thanks. And visit justicebrothers.com to learn more about their complete line of products. Justice Brothers, America's brand for quality.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, you're a little early.
Welcome to Customer States Podcast, where we talk about everything and anything in the automotive industry. Am I bringing it in today?
Apparently you are, but you're super
supposed to be
early.
Jake.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Jake.
No, nobody told me.
Yeah, nobody
That's so
had time
funny.
to.
Wait a minute.
I'm glad you took the initiative.
It's fucking swooped.
Well,
Bullshit!
who are you?
Sad.
Who are you?
Wait, no.
Do you know what will make all of us feel better?
What's that?
This is the second COVID edition of this podcast. This will make you feel better. Ready? Go.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
I just came.
Cheers.
That was delicious. Happy Friday, bitches.
Happy Friday.
We made it through another week.
Everybody, this is me. I'm Allie Paul. I'm a warranty administrator. I administrate warranties for both Volkswagen and Mazda. And to my imaginary left today is Jacob Rikus.
Hey, that's you.
It's me. I've been exposed to fucking COVID, so
Thanks a lot, Allie.
I'm in a dumpy studio apartment in the middle of this town.
Temecula.
So my name is Jake Rikus. I'm a service advisor. This is COVID exposure. And yeah, so I guess to my left, I'm just gonna go straight to fucking Kevin, bud. Hi, Kevin!
Hi, Kevin. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. I felt
Oh
like
my god, for a one-off spin because he quit this podcast for a reason.
Yeah, I just I saw the couch. It looked depressingly low because you guys aren't here, and so I felt like I had to throw Mike into the pool. You know?
Literally. I see what
Yeah.
you did there.
I made sure you didn't have a cell phone though.
It's waterproof. It's fine.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's all.
Oh,
Kevin wasn't done with his introduction, so
Oh, I'm
interrupt him.
done. Yeah, I don't do anything for automotive industry. I just
Except
talk shit.
hassle him.
And to my left is the man, the myth, the legend, Eric.
What's up, bitches? Eric Montenegro here, heavy line technician, Ford Motor Company, 4.5 years. And I love it. I love what I do. But guess what, guys?
What?
What's up? What fuckers?
We have a surprise for all of you.
What kind of surprise is that?
We have a special guest this week.
He won the contest.
Very, very special guest. He did win the contest. He ate the most gummy bears
is
within
it?
30 seconds.
Yep.
To my left
Yup.
is the famous Norman Glazer.
Hello, everybody.
This is Norman Glazer coming all the way to you from Canada.
Except you're in America right now. You're in California, but you know.
There we go. 14 years as an automotive technician. I'm senior master in my small town dealership in western central Alberta, Canada, and I'm here to entertain y'all.
You made it.
Well, we're glad to
You
hear
made it. And how just
We're here.
yes, just to appease our audience. How did you get here, Norm?
I rode a motorcycle all the way down here.
And how far was that, Kevin?
1,350 miles.
Yeah, on a crotch rocket.
In
On a
freedom.
fucking crotch rocket.
We have Canadian listeners, and you can give it to us in the metric system.
Oh, this is true.
A little over 3,000 kilometers, and I drove here on a crotch missile.
A crotch missile. Yes, you're right. God damn it.
A pro-charged super bike.
It'll be another week before his balls drop back out again.
That's correct. Probably two.
It's gonna feel like phantom ass vibrations.
That's definitely not the downside.
Shit.
But to my left, we'll continue on with Mike.
Hello, guys. My name is Mike Sarah.
Can I just say something real quick? Anyone else
Jake.
notice how Mike flinched just now?
No,
He's
what
like,
is
to my
that?
left. He's like, oh.
PTSD.
Yeah, my name is Mike Sarah. I'm a senior mouse technician. That is my
Hi, Koa.
dog, Koa.
To his left.
Yeah, actually to my right, I believe. I'm a senior mouse technician at a Ford dealership. And this is Customer Estates Podcast, where we talk about everything in the automotive industry.
I got to say, that's what I appreciate about you.
Thanks for that, Allie.
Yes. For what?
The introduction.
For what?
So,
Oh,
so actually, kind of first up on our topic board, we have this topic about a road test that I went on earlier this week. And even though I'm not doing
Oh, yeah,
really,
we can't see the topics.
yeah, I know. I
It
tried
says
to.
road test.
Hold on.
Piss.
I can't.
Kevin, can you send a picture to Jake of that, please? Because otherwise, it's going to make a sound on my phone. Behind the scenes. Anyway, so
And Jake, your number is. I'm just kidding.
867-5309.
God damn you, Tommy Two-Tone.
So I went on a road test with a customer earlier this week, and it's, I told everybody that I'm not road testing for every single little thing, but if it's something in for my department, maybe I'll go out and do it. They're telling me that they have me go on this road test with this gentleman with an F-150 he's complaining about like harsh shifts or something like that. So I go out and I introduce myself, and he's sitting in the driver's seat, and he's got the window like, rolled all the way up, sitting in the service drive, and like I'm looking at him like, oh, okay. Oh man, it's you.
Hello.
So he finally rolls down the window. I start talking to him like, okay, so what's going on in the vehicle? And he describes to me the concern. And I get to the point where like, okay, well, go ahead and hop out, and then I'll, drive, and we can go out for a road test and see what's going on with the vehicle. So he goes go hop out, and he takes his urine container with him.
Excuse me?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Awesome.
So he takes his urine container with him and goes over to the other side of the vehicle.
And you went to grab gloves.
Well, I went to go grab the seat cover and the floor mat and I had the seat cover and the floor mat in there, and I noticed that there was like, might have been some wet spots on the seat. So
Did you have a catheter or
He was
something?
there for harsh piss, not shifts.
so I put the seat cover and the floor mat down, and I feel like, okay, I'm just gonna go for road test. I'm not gonna touch anything else, just the steering wheel. I'll go back and sanitize immediately, like whatever. It's okay. It's like super gross, but people have their issues, fine. So I go get into the truck, and it's got running boards on it. And as my shin hits the running board, which didn't feel great, but then I realized that the running board is covered in a liquid.
Ew.
He's Italian, but he has a wristbone.
And I can only imagine what the liquid was.
Trying not to imagine that.
So this is a literal jar of wee,
Yes.
not like a catheter with a lid.
No, it's a jar that you insert or whatever into, and you make.
Gnarly.
Okay.
And then I have to, I'm already like halfway into the vehicle, and I can't stop once I realize that there's liquid on my leg, and just saw the piss jug, and I'm like, okay,
I put two and two together immediately.
Hold up.
So I continue on the road test as drips of urine are dripping down my shin, and all I can try and do is like hope that this car either doesn't fuck up or fucks up in like 2 miles, because I'm going back to the dealership and sanitizing immediately. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what happened, is that the vehicle fucked up pretty rapidly. And I was able to go back to the shop and sanitize myself as best as possible.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
So gross.
yeah, it was. So there was like a piss jug, piss on my leg, and neither of them were mine. It was just.
I didn't know you were into water sports.
I am not. That's the problem.
That's brutal.
Yeah,
I've only
It's
found
non-consensual.
pop bottles full of piss under seats.
yeah. I mean, I've seen like piss jugs and stuff like that, but this is like an actual, like it's a medical meant for like
Like he's supposed to be in the hospital using this thing, not driving and being a Mr. Spilly Pants.
or coming into my dealership complaining about transmission problems. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure people have like issues, but yeah,
That's great.
pretty brutal. Don't start with me.
That was fast. You came fast.
Sometimes it is.
Kev, did you send that over?
I sure did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next topic is me, actually. So I have a friend.
yeah.
I have a friend. Believe it or not, he's
Shit
got.
cutter?
Huh?
Shit cutter?
No, I don't know what that is.
Is he me, Eric?
Baby, you're more than a friend.
Hey.
Oh, Allie. Hi. Didn't see you there.
I see it there.
Literally can't
If
see
you
you.
guys didn't hear before Eric continued, she said he's a 10, but he's got a piss bottle.
Oh.
Ring that bell. That's pretty good. Yeah.
It makes him a 4.
Ew.
So my friend drives fleet vehicles. The company he works for, they give him a truck to drive. And he's gone through a couple trucks. His last one is actually sitting at a different dealership right now. It's been there for 4 months now, waiting for a transmission.
Those damn transmission technicians.
No, it's not the technician. It's the company. They won't shit or get off the pot, so it's sitting there. Anyways, so he got into a nice 2016 F250 with a 6.2 liter V8.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, that came covered in red mud inside and outside. So he was having AC issues, and my friend is a very DIY guy. For those of you who don't know, that's do it yourself. And he's very technologically savvy.
Thank you, Eric.
He knows he knows vehicles very well. He knows all kinds of cars, and he does his own shit for the most part. He'll research, and so he did some research, and he found about a common issue on these trucks with the evaporator core getting plugged up. So he got the idea in his head to cut a hole in the side of the case and clean the evaporator and see if that would fix his problem.
That's fine, right?
It's fine. It's totally fine. It's okay.
Is that
This
warranty
is
though?
fine.
No, this truck is way out of warranty.
That's not warranty.
Definitely not. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, you cut a really small hole, you get the spray can of whatever it is and stick the nozzle through the hole, right? And clean the evaporator. He got a circular saw bit, probably about 2 inches wide, and decided he was going to cut a large hole into the side of the case. Well, the plastic on that case isn't very thick at all, and it immediately went through the case and through the evaporator core. And he got a fucking face full of refrigerant.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Yes,
I'm sure
he did.
Was he wearing his safety squint?
He sure as shit wasn't.
Oh, PPE? He was not
He
wearing
was
his PPE?
not wearing
That's
his
weird.
PPE. He didn't expect to go through the evaporator core.
Yeah, well.
And the case actually shattered. And he saved the pieces for
That's
me.
what she said.
He's like, how do I get this
fucking
fixed?
shattered it.
Yeah. He fucking shattered it. But his concern was they have a fleet maintenance contract, and he wanted to get it covered somehow because he didn't want to pay for it out of pocket. So we're helping him out, but we're just waiting on approval for the claim. But yeah, don't cut holes in your shit, all right? No matter how talented you are. And he's very talented. I love you, Georgie. I really do. But yeah.
Hey there,
Man,
Georgie.
nothing is fucked here. Nothing is fucked.
It certainly was.
Sometimes maybe good.
Sometimes maybe shit.
I believe the next one is yours as well. Eric.
Yeah, it was. I was a contestant on the show.
Did you see how I spelt that?
I just thought you were.
Yes,
noticed
I see
that.
that. I was a contestant on the Sammy show. Hi, Sammy.
Hi, Sammy.
Hi, Sam.
I don't know who Sam is, but he sounds
what
like a
the fuck
really.
is going on?
She's our warranty admin.
Oh, she.
You've heard us rep her a few times.
She was on the show.
She was on the show.
Yeah.
Halloween episode.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a joy.
So she texts me the other day, "Welcome to the Sammy Show, and we're playing Guess Whose Story It Is." And she sends me a picture of the RO with the story written, and I was like, I know exactly who that is, and I responded with the name. She's like, "Yep." I was like, Jesus Christ. And of course I had to help her fix the story and whatnot, but it was just funny. The things that she calls me for, I help her a lot. But anyways,
That's very nice of you to do that.
Was the story just like very specific to the person, or was it absolutely terrible and that person consistently does that?
both.
Thank you.
It was specific to the person, and it was absolutely terrible. It was, oh my God.
What department was it?
Quick service.
And just to be clear,
Sorry, that was my bad. That was a terrible.
no worries. So quick service is your oil change?
No.
No, quick service is our electrical AC interior department.
Yeah, anything with like sync programming.
So none of that stuff is quick. So that's the oxymoronic.
It is a
all
giant
time.
oxymoron.
Back in the day, it
Yeah.
used to be like window switches and
Emphasis
regulators
on
and stuff like
moron.
that.
So
I actually-
what again is your oil changes called? Just straight lube?
Lube.
Yeah, lube department. We don't have a quick lane.
Yeah.
Well, lucky
I
you,
always
because they are
thought
the
that there
bane
was
of a regular technician's existence.
I
And
can
I mean
imagine.
regular technician by people who do not specialize,
Yeah.
which we'll get into later, I'm sure. But yeah, do not, if you are in a Ford dealership
Come.
and you are a person who is a all-around technician, so one tech, one RO style technician, the quick lane will rob you blind. It will pick your pocket, take all the cash out of your wallet, and run up your credit cards, and then give it back to you and tell you you're lucky to have a wallet still.
That sounds pretty bad.
Quick lubes are the devil. Quick lane.
That should lead us right into shop politics, actually.
Yeah, very nicely.
Yeah.
So that's you, Norm.
Well, shop politics. Politics are one thing that no matter what, excuse me, no matter what you're into, politics are divisive, and most people, no matter what side of the question you're on, don't like to deal with politics. They just like to live their life and be left alone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And politics being mostly to do with wealthy people who can pay to afford to pay to fix their vehicles, but then don't because they're wealthy and people want to kiss up and suck up and give them free things, while people who need help get thrown under the bus because they're not their family isn't important enough to be catered to. And it's extremely frustrating for someone who's in the business like myself. I'm good at mechanics. I'm good at what I do. I've been doing it for 14 years, and I do it because I like to help people. Repairing vehicles helps people, and it gives me a sense of satisfaction to solve a complex problem.
Right.
Amen.
And then when you can't help somebody because they're not important enough, or your boss is going to take your RO and charge people an exorbitant amount of money because their last name isn't one of the big three in your town, it's frustrating.
Jesus.
That's not fair.
That's not right.
No, it's terrible. And, like,
Not what it's for.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Give your balls a tug, tit fucker.
And that leads me to doing quite a bit of side work, which leads to politics again because, well, now I'm robbing the shop blind because...
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Well, your shop has an interesting setup as far as the fact that you're allowed to, like, you were explaining to me the other night, like you're allowed to do, after a certain hours on Thursday, I think it was, you're allowed to work on your own personal vehicles, pretty much like whatever you want to do.
Well, we had a shop night. We had, and people took advantage of the shop night. So we used to be able to, at the close of the night, you used to be able to bring in yourself or your family's vehicles and do repairs or oil changes. and the shop was yours to use freely from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next day.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So you could use the shop at your will, but then we had people who were bringing in and running their own quick lube out of the shop using shop supplies without ROs, stealing oil, stealing filters, and basically
I'm sorry. Was that expensive piece?
Sure it added up. Too.
So then, of course,
Add that?
they didn't fire the guy for that, which we could probably get into that story a little bit later.
Oh, they fired him for something else.
that guy's got a story behind him. Hey, John, fuck you.
Can't wait to hear about it.
So, we lost our shop privileges. I'm still the foreman, so I have a key to the whole shop. I still do my own thing whenever I feel like it. But leading into the shop foreman thing, Mike's been having some real troubles with his wages and time and how it's spent and how it's compensated for. I am officially the leader in training and discipline and process for our quick lube.
I love
Nice.
that. Discipline.
So, yeah,
I support that.
Really disciplined.
I'm a flat rate technician still.
Spank me,
I'm
Daddy.
the senior master. I do one repair, one RO, and I dedicate myself to doing a good job. But I'm also in charge of making sure that the kids don't strip lug nuts and cross-thread things and break spark plugs off or drop them on the ground before they install them.
No ugga-dugga.
And I've got what I think is a reasonable compensation package for that.
Which is?
Well, I get paid 1.5 hours a day on top of my flat rate. No matter what, every day that I'm present, I get 1.5 hours a day to answer questions and provide guidance.
Nice.
And if anything requires an actual repair, like say they break a wheel key off using impacts like they shouldn't, or it's been impacted several times and they break it off using a regular hand tool, then I get a line added and I punch onto it and I get paid a flat rate to extract broken lug nuts or repair threads or do the job. So I get paid to do the repair. And then I also get paid to provide guidance on how to not do that again or prevent it from happening in the first place.
Don't use impacts on those.
Yeah, they are made of cheese or glass, and neither of those things are good.
I try to explain that to our lube techs. I tell them all the time, I'm telling you the right way how to do this. You leave that vehicle on the ground and you crack all of those loose by hand with a large ratchet, and then you can use your impact to take it off.
And if I hear
it off,
if I hear it impact, you didn't get it loose enough with the breaker bar first.
Exactly.
And and some people are great. Like I have some really good trainees. I have some guys that I trust. I don't have to watch them. They ask me one question a day. Then I have guys that I'm pretty sure have reading comprehension issues.
Yeah.
You know, they have pictures.
Oh, you're talking about techs?
Oh, yeah.
I think
That's really generous of you calling them techs.
Yeah. When you can't read a sentence.
Yeah, tech stands for technically they work here.
Yeah.
Technically, they're on the payroll.
Well done. Hashtag sell the bell.
Very good.
There you are harassing us. There he is.
Kevin Waters harassing the automotive industry since 2005.
So, Norm, what I'm getting from this, Norm, is you are a professional unfucker.
Yes, I professionally unfuck things, and
You guys sell it? I'm still gonna send it.
in the process, as some people have read my stories, sometimes feelings get hurt.
Time to stop being little bitches.
Give your balls a tug, you tit fuckers.
Speaking of liabilities,
yeah, we can move on to that.
Oh, this is.
I can't wait. I've been waiting a week for this.
I think I'm gonna get some sneak peeks on this as well.
So we like how we touched on it last week with the liability, Mr. Ugga Dugga, all that. Why'd you move?
Backing into fucking
Today,
trucks.
Junior!
Right, backing into cars, everything, the whole 9 yards. So did I, and I can't remember, Mike, Eric, did I touch on the fact I said how he just peeled out of the dealership?
I was just about to ask. That's the one that took off and peeled out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the one. So bottom of the line, we have not officially been able to fire him.
Did he show up back to work the next day?
But
He
why
has
not?
He is still not showed back up to work, and it has been a week tomorrow.
So he has to show back up to be officially let go?
Correct. So California...
You do?
Correct. So California and their lovely labor laws is they have to show up and be given their letter of resignation or be handed their last check before you can officially be fired, even though you're no longer on payroll.
Okay.
So as soon as he peeks his little head around the corner, he's goner.
So what if he never does?
Then we mail it to him. There's a certain time.
So why don't they
How
just
long do you have to wait?
I honestly, I do not know.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you disappear from your job for a week or two without any notice.
How do you do that? I'm sorry,
or
I don't
for firing
understand that. Like, I got bills to pay. How the fuck do you just take random time off without getting paid?
He probably already had another job lined up.
Still,
I know. I doubt that very, very highly, unless he.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Went into demolition.
Which apparently he was very good at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are people though.
So the official update is he has been laid off. His tools are still there. His jacket, clothes,
He'll be back at some point.
Right, and then the other thing is why we're holding his check is because he still has company property. He's got his uniform, so we can withhold.
Which costs so much money.
They cost a lot of money.
We can withhold his check until he returns.
Those are Hugo Boss, right?
Or we can,
Those are Hugo Boss, right?
Hugo Boss.
Are you guys Hilfiger
Oh,
at this
yeah,
point?
It's
definitely.
Volkswagen. So.
Yeah.
No, that's the Mazda side.
Oh,
Mazda.
Oh, Mazda's Hilfiger and Volkswagen
But
is
to
Hugo Boss.
give an idea, just these past couple of months,
Little
what
SS on the collar.
has cost the dealership, I would probably say somewhere around $6,000 to $7,000.
Jesus.
Holy smokes.
That's the
Yeah,
two cars
so-
he damaged, right?
What was that?
That was the two vehicles he damaged.
Well, no.
Well,
so this is
two of them.
two of the many.
Because you mentioned that like they happened a week apart or something like that.
Yeah, they happened about a week apart, but for the past couple of months, he's probably damaged 3 to 5 cars, fucked up a few repairs, this whole thing,
That old chestnut.
constant bullshit. The liability has been lifted.
Yay. You guys can work in peace now.
I mean, but doesn't that put you
So-
guys behind or whatever? Like now you're down a tech
Oh,
or whatever.
shit. Okay,
Oh,
well,
wait,
wait.
I have a question to ask
Wait,
you. Let me ask you.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
good.
Yes.
Norm just did
How
the
many
air quotes.
people-
Yeah, yes.
How many texts did you have today?
So you guys want to hear some fucked up shit?
Yeah.
Do I?
Okay. So as of Tuesday, I have been working with 2 certified technicians in the Luby.
And how many appointments do you generally have a day?
And generally we have in upwards of 35. Right now we're limited to 25 and we're still screwed. And it gets better. It gets better. Tomorrow, well, technically today, I apologize. Today, I had 1 certified tech and 1 Luby for my whole entire shop.
Nothing is fucked here.
Yeah, that is
Absolutely not. And
The
Wait,
customers
we've
are
got
all
a fuel
100%
and we've got a
understanding.
fuel pump recall going on right now, and I only have 1 technician to do it.
Oh,
And
it's
I'm
fine.
out, and I have so many of those sitting on my desk.
Oh.
A week's worth of shit
And-
sitting on my desk
and-
when I come back from my.
And more to make Allie's life actually more enjoyable. You know what Mazda decided to do for the fuel pump recall with filing those recalls?
What?
She has to
They have
scan
removed
everyone.
them- No, they have removed them from the missed recall count.
Oh yeah, because probably they can't procure parts properly, so then they remove it from the recall.
Correct.
missed
well.
recall document.
That's good though.
Yeah, isn't that a
That
good
is
thing?
good.
Yeah.
Only until the end of August.
Because I only have 7 days, not 7 business days, 7 days to claim any recall claims. So I've been gone
Claim
for...
any recall claims, guys.
Claim the claims of the recall claims.
Claim the claims.
phrasing.
Claim the clam.
Claim the clam. Prank them, John.
Your
What
ears,
in God's holy name are you blathering about?
your ears perked up, didn't they?
Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
So, Allie, why are you off of work?
Because I have the COVIDico.
I'm gonna come.
She's got the COVID
Yeah,
monster.
do not come. I have the COVID. But I tested negative for the past 2 days, so
That's
I
good.
only tested positive for 1 day. But so I texted my boss every single day. I've been texting her, the office manager, and she hasn't said anything. I've basically just said, hey, still feeling shitty, tested negative, still feeling shitty. Okay, I'm feeling better today. Can I come back to work on Friday? And she has not sent me anything back this whole time. Just
Radio silence.
My service manager has checked on me every single day. Also, we had an audit. I should have added that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. How did
I
that
got
go?
the results of the audit.
How did that go?
So I'll finish this really quick and then I'll tell you about the audit. So basically, she just sends back, see you Monday.
No, she just goes Monday.
Well, oh yeah, no, that's it. All of my texts, so in the text bay,
Can I come
is
back
like
tomorrow?
5 texts of me updating her each day.
Yeah.
This last text was, so can I come in tomorrow? And she just said Monday. And that's it. That was it. That's all I got.
Jesus. She seems like a nice lady.
She
The
is.
thing is that she is a really nice person to person, but some days are shit days for her and some days are great days for her.
Seems like the past week was a shit day for her.
Well, if you're missing one of your key employees, it turns your whole world upside down.
Sometimes maybe
definitely.
good, sometimes
Sure,
maybe shit.
for sure.
See, that's why I don't think I've heard from her as much. Like, I don't think I matter to her. Because really the only thing that matters is that I get the accounting in. For my service manager, it matters. Because he wants his money. And he might be a little bit of a nicer person.
She should be able to recognize your usefulness to the entire company and not be so looking down the tunnel at you for that position that she does for you. I mean, that
So
seems...
there are days with her where she is a peach. Just an absolute angel, and other days she acts like you stole money from the company, but really she's just in a bad mood. So that's what I took today. I can't take anything personally from her because how often she gets in that attitude, I would hate my job. So, Sharon's in a bad mood right now. Oh well. Like
Yeah,
one day,
ultimately,
tomorrow she'll be in a better mood. Show it to the camera, Jake. Jake's gonna show some artwork to the camera really quick, so definitely be watching us on YouTube.
Michael won't get to see this until afterwards.
Great.
How did the audit go,
there we
Allie?
go. So that's the end of that.
There, see, Kevin?
Oh, I see it. I see it real hard.
So the audit, you guys, the audit was, I got everything ready, then I got sick. So my service manager had been texting back and forth with me like how it was going. And apparently we got a $10,000 debit, which is about $9,000 more than we usually get debited in our past audits.
Nice.
So that hurt a little bit. But apparently, what I have been telling our service manager about how I feel that technicians are milking warranty diagnosis times, apparently I was correct because all of that money got debited.
Wow.
So this is where you guys I can't remember what you guys call your MT time, but you have undefined times for diag that you can use, and your guys are doing too much of that?
Yeah, so basically there's 3 different kinds of diag time. There's like actual time, which is if something goes wrong, like if you have to tap out, or like, what is that what it's called? It's called like if a bolt gets stuck or whatever. And you
extract
have to,
a broken bolt.
Yeah, it's like a sort
you
of
have to
extraction thing.
extract a broken bolt.
Phrasing.
That is actual time. Then there's technical check, which is any diagnosis that you have to do, like checking something. And then there's GFF, which is the actual scan tool. And now Volkswagen can see everything that the scan tool downloads into like the cloud. And they're looking way more into it than they used to. So they're doing that. And I said, hey, you guys, they're going to start looking into it more. And they did, and then we got debited. So, but what do I know? What, you guys, what do I know?
Hey,
You're just a warranty admin.
Yeah, the ovaries cancel out a lot.
Yeah, I think they do.
Oh, God.
You can't spell overreacting without ovary.
I'd be making $30 an hour.
Jacob.
That is brutal, dude. That's brutal.
Not right.
That's why they put them on the hood of those ugly trucks they sell over at Chrysler, right?
Wow. Well, I'm sure you're going to have a pile of shit to go back to next week.
I'm going to have, because no one else does my job at my work, all of the work that I have not done is waiting for me
Yay.
when I get back.
You know who else is waiting for us, though? You know who
What?
else is waiting for us?
Our sponsors.
Our
sponsors.
sponsors. Yes, they are.
Like, you know one of them?
I need about 3 minutes.
I know quite a few of them.
I know one. One is Ray Moon from El Ranchito Taco Shop
Wait, hold
in
on.
Lake Elsinore.
Rewind that. There. Now you can say it. Who was that,
do I
Ellie?
have
I'm
to
sorry, I
really
couldn't
say it
hear you.
again?
Yeah. Nice.
The other one is Ray Moon from El Ranchito Taco Shop in Lake Elsinore.
Yes, we also have Travis Ferris from Hit Distributing supplying us with Justice Brothers products. Thank you, Travis.
Give your balls a tug, tit fucker.
Nick Lowridge from Matco Tools, supplying Matco Tools.
Didn't see that one coming. Norman Glazer.
From Stovacor
It is
Metalworks.
right here. Hi, Norm.
It's
In studio.
yeah, Stovacor Metal Works.
Mental work.
Dale Follett from
Twisted Bills LLC. We'll be right back.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
I don't love me, but I love you all.
Much.
Mike, what are you eating? That looks amazing.
Oh, this? It's just a delicious Elsinore burrito from El Ranchito Taco Shop.
Is that nacho cheese sauce and hot Cheetos?
Nacho cheese, hot Cheetos, and their mouth-watering carne asada. And I'm dipping it in their creamy guac.
Creamy guac. Yum.
Giggity.
I guess this is a great time to remind everyone that if they're ever in the Inland Empire area, visit Ray at El Ranchito Taco Shop.
Yeah, totally. Check them out on Facebook.com/Ranchito Elsinore.
Or on their Instagram at Ranchito Elsinore.
Now I want me some Elsinore burrito and some of that creamy guac.
Giggity.
I can always give you some of my creamy guac, Jake. Just ask.
El Ranchito Taco Shop, Lake Elsinore.
More than just great Mexican food.
I think I know what that is, but I would assume by Norma's chuckle.
And we're back from break. Is everybody thirsty?
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
grab a
thirsty.
drink.
Ooh.
Oh,
So thirsty.
Wow.
So
really?
thirsty.
And when are we doing this? In 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
Oh, mine broke. Mine broke.
Does that happen
Just
often?
jam your finger into it.
Yeah, like
I don't know how to do that.
Kevin, hand him that one.
Somebody stick their dick in
No,
it.
the one that's in front of you.
I'll do
No,
it.
don't throw it at him. I'm sorry, I'm being so...
It broke. It broke. Rick.
Beer incoming.
So who was that voice that I, heard in the beginning?
I got it.
Is that okay, Mike?
It's fine.
Let me see. Let me see if this one opens. Hold on.
Is that okay, Podfather?
Okay, we're good. I'm open.
Mein Peinführer.
Nice.
Und Podfia.
What was that sound that played, Norm? What was that?
That was one of the indoctrination songs we play at our schools at the beginning of the day.
Who's we? Is that Canadians?
Yeah. Played where the snow never leaves.
Is that a thing?
You're an idiot.
This heat wave might be causing some igloos some trouble, though.
Oh. Wow.
So,
Thank you to all our sponsors.
Yes, thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors.
We really appreciate you.
Nick
Hi,
Lowridge,
Travis.
Matco Tools, Travis Ferris, Hit Distributing, Supplying Justice Brothers Products, Ray Moon from El Ranchito Taco
Yeah.
Shop,
Blah, blah, blah. We already did
Dale
that.
Follett.
Okay. Anyways, moving on. Norm.
Norman
Those are
Glazer.
words.
Let's get to know Norm.
Those are words.
All right. Well, I am from a Midwestern Alberta dealership, small town.
Where is
No,
Alberta
no.
in relation to the U.S.?
It is directly above Montana.
No. Okay.
Yeah. So I've been in the industry professionally for 14 years. I came into the industry green in 2008, mostly because the transmission technician at the local Ford dealership could not train any of the current generation of people. He refused. They were all lazy and worthless. And I actually applied at my dealer 2 years before I got hired. And they ran out of prospects to train, and they brought me in. And
so you were the lost cause.
I was brought in to be specifically the transmission technician's replacement. So I got right into heavy line work, I think is what you guys call it.
Yeah.
Engines
stuff.
Engines, transmissions. And I did my whole apprenticeship through Asset. So I did my 4-year apprenticeship in 3 years through the Canadian Asset program at SAIT in Calgary, which is the best school you could possibly go to in the country.
Where was that?
Calgary.
All right, sweet. I want to know how to pronounce it. No. I just want to know how to pronounce it properly.
Yeah. I want to hear it in the native tongue.
Calgary. And that's it. I do everything in the shop, including the shop foreman. I do electrical. I'm fairly good at electrical. I am the quick lane foreman. I do not interact with the other journeymen. I mean, we are all sociable and nice to one another. We loan tools and we give assistance and lifts when needed, but we do also use our apprentices as an involuntary labor force. And
child labor force.
That's right. When they can put their phones down for 3 seconds and be bothered to pay attention to what they're being told, then they will push a car in. And,
preach.
Yeah.
Shut up, Michael.
I'm looking at the rules to see whether or not we can take their cell phones away at the beginning of the day like it's a grade school.
We had a service manager.
Crazy. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But that's crazy.
Meanwhile, the guy that's running the show is a ball.
I'm ordering pizza. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, pizza! What?
We have some delivered
Continue right along.
Blank drive.
Could you get Canadian bacon instead of that?
Listen, I'm quite partial to Canadian bacon and pineapple on pizza.
He'll give you some Canadian sausage if you ask nicely.
I brought some up here, but they tried to confiscate it at the border, and it didn't go well for them.
It's the Schmeat place.
Makes me want a hot dog real bad. How many texts do you guys have?
Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Thank you.
Right now we have 3 journeymen.
What's a journeyman?
Well, Red Seal technicians. So guys, we have the Red Seal, and you can be a journeyman without your Red Seal. The difference in Canada being you can pass your exam, but if you pass with less than 80%, you're not a Red Seal tradesman, you're just a tradesman, which means you can only work in the province that you're licensed in. So if I pass my exam with less than 80% in British Columbia, I can only legally work in British Columbia. If I pass with 80%, I am Red Seal certified and I can work in any province across Canada.
Okay. Interesting.
What's a providence?
Shut up.
No, we're still on technician count.
We have like states, but they're larger and that's about as far as I can go off the top of my head. So technician count. We have.
You said you have 3 journeymen.
3 journeymen in total. 1 gentleman who's been doing journeyman work, but he's actually not certified at all, and he's now about to retire. He does all our accessory work.
Did you hear that about to retire?
It's a boot.
That's racist.
And we have 1, 2, 3 4th-year apprentices. So they're each one of them are between 12 and 8 months away from becoming journeymen if they pass their tests. And the rest are between 0 year and 3rd year in our quick lane, which is now up to 5 young people attempting to see whether or not they have what it takes to pay attention enough to do 7 things on each vehicle each.
Jesus. How long do you have to be an apprentice before you can become a journeyman?
It's there's an hour requirement. I can't remember off the top of my head, but the hour requirement is set to be the same as 10 months worth of 9 to 5 work days. So what you're supposed to do is become an apprentice. You get your what we call our blue book. Your blue book has status, which tells you the various different skills you're supposed to learn in each year of your apprenticeship. So you come into the dealership, and we're supposed to pay attention that in the first year you learn lube and tires and brakes. And then when you go to your first year, their supervisor looks at the blue book and says, yes, this person has performed these tasks and they're okay to go to school. They go to school, they come back, they have a new set of tasks that they have to learn to accomplish before they go for second year. And the hours they're supposed to build up between their first and second year are the 10 months they're not in school. So they have to show up every day to accumulate those working hours, and they also have to be given the tasks to upgrade their skills before they go to the next following year of schooling.
Interesting.
So by the time they come a fourth year, they should be doing complex tasks. When they get to fourth year, there's much more advanced tasks they're supposed to be doing. They're not supposed to be lubers for 4 years and then get tossed to the journeyman wolves.
Your Harry Potter style of like schooling is very like absurd to me, and I mean it's interesting that it works for you, but it's like, you know, it seems just so structured. Like I understand that there's a reason for it, and that it works, but it's like so structured. I feel like, you know, just like learning in the field happens more naturally than that, and like unless you're in like an actual classroom for all of those years, I feel like it's hard to make sure that all the curriculum, quote unquote, is met during the on-the-job training that is occurring.
And it never works exactly that way. Like it almost never works. Like I went through asset with guys who were lifelong lubers, and by fourth year they just failed out. So it's not a perfect program because the people who are sending them through their apprenticeship have to care enough to challenge them enough for them to learn enough to get through the system. And that's the downfall. Like I went through asset with my buddy Ryan, and he was a journeyman in Utah. When he got to Alberta,
cock fell off the table.
We'll get to that cock later. When he came to Alberta, he was a journeyman in Utah. And when he came here, he took his, I want to say it's Cranberry University or whatever you call it.
UTI?
So he had his full setup from UTI, and Canada said, you can wipe with that, but it's not good to us here. And he had to go through first to fourth year in Canada in order to be certified again. It was as absolutely worthless. So Mike, for instance, if you came up to my town, you wanted to work in the wonderful environment I deal with daily, you would be able to write through your first through third year because of your experience, but you'd still have to go through fourth year to take the exam and see whether or not you could be just a journeyman or a Red Seal journeyman in Canada.
Even with senior master technician Ford experience at a Ford dealership, it's not necessarily a Ford thing. It's just any automotive thing. That's the Red Seal and all that stuff.
And in other parts of our country, in Ontario, for instance, there's even more stringent standards to yearly testing to keep your journeyman certificate. But there's also liability directly linked between you and your work orders. So there are a few technicians in jail in Ontario.
What?
Because they because they performed an inspection and they didn't perform the inspection, and that truck later had a fault in its steering and it crashed and caused a fatality. The driver of that vehicle and the technicians who signed off on the inspection are in jail because it was proven in court that they actually pencil whipped the inspection for their buddy. So you're personally linked liably to the vehicles you work on in that province.
Yeah, I think we're protected by the dealership. Like they can't attack us personally for things.
Well,
in case of
but it sounds like Canada is more interested in protecting their consumers of their
which they should be.
Repairs.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, well,
it's all about like being a doctor, but for cars.
The liability that we just got rid of, he would have been serving life.
Multiple life sentences.
And it falls along with being a responsible human being, too.
Yeah.
Like, I can overlook something on an inspection like a cracked windshield because, man, they could go outside and have the local trucking company break their glass.
Yeah.
You don't overlook safety things. You don't pencil whip. You don't do an inspection without putting eyes and hands on a vehicle. That's my personal code of work ethic is you don't pencil whip. You don't ignore important things.
Oh, for sure.
There's the little piddly things that, you know, you can bypass, but they're not safety. If there's a crack directly in line of sight and the little old lady that's driving it is 4 foot tall and she's going to be looking straight into this crack and the sun's going to beam into her eyes and she's going to kill a family, I can't pass that. But on normal occasions, there's little things you can ignore. But if you just pencil whip an inspection and somebody crashes and dies, that's definitely on you, because you can't say, well, it was good when I looked at it. A light bulb can burn out 10 seconds after you put your eyes on it. Mm-hmm. That's a legitimate thing. You know, it was working when I looked at it. That ball joint did not get 100K worth of wear.
No.
By the time it turned the corner over there.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have to take personal responsibility and be an honorable person.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Norm, I have a question. So, can you say that this vehicle didn't pass inspection and then they can't drive it out of there?
We do not have that ability in Alberta. So when a vehicle comes in and it's dangerous to be driven, all we can state is that this vehicle is unsafe and the customer has to sign the work order before they leave the shop. And that's the end of our abilities. We cannot say you can't drive this or you have to come and get a flat deck. There have been instances where a vehicle's been disabled in the interests, like where a driver comes in completely drunk and we have to make sure they can't drive the vehicle away. And there's been tactics used to keep a vehicle from driving. But in cases where the person is of sound mind and body, we are not allowed to tell them they can't take their car. We just have to make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. And we have a really good team. We service all police vehicles. We service all DOT vehicles. We have a pretty good reputation with those people. And there have been times where they have coincidentally met unsafe vehicles not far from the dealership after the fact.
Yeah. You know, maybe a little birdie told them or something, but...
Oh, man, what bad luck for you.
Yeah, it's horrible. You would have just, paid to have your piece of shit fixed so that it would be safe on the road next to you and me. Like
exactly, yeah. And as a motorcyclist, I hate to see wheels flopping in and out and death wobble in the pass. And,
yes,
watching somebody arm wrestling their Jeep down the 101.
Wow.
Sorry.
So
Allie's dying.
I actually have a question for Norm. And, we plug... Norm! We plug his Stovocore _ Metalworks all the time. But I kind of want to know, he did bring some goodies for the crew in the podcast, which we will discuss later. But I wanted to kind of learn a little bit of, thank you, Kevin, for displaying those. I wanted to learn a little bit about, like, the artistry side of what you do with the metal. Like, obviously I understand as a technician and your, attention to detail and finesse and, liking things done a certain way. I get that part, but the artistry of the metalwork that you do is on a different level. And when we went to Venice Beach today, we saw that other display and, there was like a lot of cool stuff there, but the stuff that you make is out of this world. I mean, so where does the inspiration for that stuff come from? We talked about that a little bit today when we were doing like glass blower things. Like, do you draw drawings? Like, tell me how the creative process works.
Well, basically, I do commission work, and I do rob some ideas from the internet. I'm not the first person to do this sort of thing. This is not an original idea, but I do have my own style and flair that I put to it. You'll notice in most of my work, it's done with silicone bronze brazing. So instead of traditional welding, like most of the stuff we saw today, was welded. Was not just welded, but MIG welded. So it was a gas and wire fed MIG welder. So it's a spattery and very messy process where I try to keep my welds clean and polished at points. I try to make this a better joint for artistry.
Brazing or TIG.
Love good joints.
So
yeah. So
hashtag sell the bell.
Ding, ding. So yeah, I look at things like the bust that I've done was made of around 800 individual nuts. And it was the front half of a lady's torso from mid-thigh to neck. And I've seen people do that with... Yeah, several hundred.
That was good. Yes.
Thank you.
Points.
Yes, points.
And there are people that have sold those for hundreds of dollars. And I saw them on Etsy, and they were made out of used nails. So someone was doing recycled art from a construction yard, and the guy took all the bent nails and he welded the nails together into this bust. And I thought, well, I have a plethora of one-time use hardware that the warranty room discards. So I take that one-time use hardware home and I I sold that bust for $800. It was basically $1 per nut in the torso that I built. It was about 4 feet tall. It weighed a significant amount. It was a great project, and it took a while to do.
How long?
That one there was a month of Sundays, literally. Like, every Sunday for 8 hours.
Yeah, but that's fun. It's like a labor of love. You enjoy doing that.
It's a hobby. It's not a job. So I'm going in there, and that's de-stressing because when I build this stuff is over our Canadian winter, so I can't be outside building my Cadillac. I can't be, putting an airbag suspension out in my yard. So I'm in my little heated shed, and I'm welding things together with lightning and lava. So
our Canadian winter.
I gotta love.
Tell me more about that Cadillac.
Yeah, it's 1970 Sedan DeVille 472 with a TH400.
It just came.
Do not come.
Giant fucking boat. Oh, I love it.
Custom lumpy Iscadarian cam.
You're gonna have to show me a picture of that.
Yeah. I'll send some pictures for the website.
Oh, for sure.
Fuck
and so I've got a full custom exhaust, 2.5-inch Sanderson headers, and a cutout. So she's lumpy, loud, and obnoxious. And she's
I'm gonna come.
I already did.
Get 4-corner airbags, nice patina. It's gonna be a great ride.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, that's an amazing
I
ride
love
to
being
go.
loud. Do you like me, Jake?
So tell us a little bit about the two-wheeled vehicle that you rode down from Alberta, Canada to California.
There's an Alberta
California
plated motorcycle in the garage right now.
Yeah,
our neighbors must have been like, "What
the fuck?"
So that's a 2006 Triumph Speed Triple, 1050 cc 3-cylinder, and I've been building it since 2008. Literally every single nut and bolt has been either changed or altered, apart from the frame. So the frame with the VIN stamp, with our rules up there, cannot be altered. And so that's all that hasn't been altered. The whole front end is GSXR parts. The swing arm is from another Triumph model, and it's about 6 inches longer than stock. It's
only
equipped,
6 inches?
Yeah, 6 inches extension, so over stock.
Oh, okay.
It's over average.
Yes.
It has one of 3 functioning TTS superchargers in North America, the only one in Canada. And I helped assemble the second one in Washington.
Explain what the fuck that is.
Yeah, so hold on. I think that you glossed over the word supercharger so fast that nobody understands that this is a forced induction motorcycle that you're riding.
Yes. This is a 14-to-1 planetary drive belt-driven supercharger with an intercooler. It makes about 10 PSI and has been dynoed at the best dyno shop in Washington at 190 horsepower and 135 foot-pounds at the wheel.
Which
is not too fast.
That's insane for
How
a
much
motorcycle.
does it weigh?
Without me on it, it's about 450 pounds.
Wow.
With Opie on it.
So it's a missile.
Yeah, it is. It is
little bit of a
an
rocket
absolute rocket ship.
Yeah.
And the supercharger delivers unbelievably smooth power band. There's no jerkiness. There's no weirdness in how the power comes on. It's just a straight torque is at its maximum at about 2,000 RPM, and it's a plateau all the way to red line, and the horsepower is just a beautiful smooth curve all the way to the red.
Oh my God. How fast have you been on it?
Well, I don't have my conversion chart here, but the fastest.
Tell us in kilograms.
When I went to Mexico, I was on a closed course in Mexico, and I did about 245 kilometers an hour.
Somebody look that up. Hurry up.
That's pretty quick. That's
My
like
luggage.
135 maybe?
No, say that again.
245 kilometers.
245.
I don't know.
It's not
It's
a slippery vehicle. So
152 miles per hour.
That's not so bad. That's not so bad.
Yeah. You have to understand that this is a naked sport bike. This is not an aerodynamic vehicle.
Yeah, there's not really very much fairing on it.
There's no fairing.
Windshield. There's nothing.
No fairing, no windshield. My fat ass on it. So it's a rocket. It does everything I ask of it, and it's over 50,000 kilometers on it now. 45 of that have been supercharged. Like, it's lived its whole life on boost, and it's just oil changes and maintenance. People listen closely. Do your maintenance. Everything will live forever.
Listen very closely.
And you're down here not just hang out with me and be on the show. But you're down here to do a stunt riding class, right?
Yeah, there's the Wheelie University in Verona is one of the reasons I'm in this neck of the woods at this particular time. So I'm going to learn how to do wheelies safely and properly on a company that uses Triumph Speed Triples of the 05 to 07 generation as their bike of the school.
Perfect.
And the guy's an absolute genius. Anyone who's looking to ride safely and learn to do these things on a closed course, I highly recommend it.
I kind of wish that I could go out there and go do that as well. That would be amazing.
Oh, yeah!
Well, who's counting beans here?
Wait. I have a question for Norm.
Yeah.
What is it?
What was the first car that you ever bought yourself, Norm?
Are you trying to hack some of my passwords? Is this a Facebook questionnaire?
Well, but now that I'm sensitive to that information, I might try.
The first car I ever had purchased with my own money, which I desperately regret ever getting rid of, is a 1978 Datsun 510 station wagon. The car was 5-speed manual swapped, and it was the 510 was a brilliant car from Datsun. And
those were great.
I miss that car so much. You brought up a very painful memory.
Thanks a lot.
I'm sorry. Here's a tissue.
Mike, what's yours?
My first car?
Ever bought with your own money? No help.
The Mustang.
The Mustang.
Because my parents got me the truck, but I fixed everything else.
So what was the Mustang?
It was the 2000 V6 Mustang that I turned into the V6 GT Cobra. That was affectionately known as.
Nice.
Eric?
Does financing count?
Sure.
Okay. A 2007 Toyota Corolla.
Fuck yeah, bud.
It was a sport.
But what color was it? But what color was
Gray.
it?
It was blue.
Ooh.
Was the clear coat still on it when you got it?
Yeah, no, I bought it brand new.
Oh.
And it got repossessed. But, but it did. But okay.
Where's the sad trombone?
What episode were you on?
It technically was my fault. It was my fault, but it wasn't. I had a friend take over payments, and he didn't make the payments.
Fucked up.
And he also moved from his apartment complex and supposedly, quote unquote, lost the keys and didn't tell me anything, even though I had a spare set. And it got towed from the apartment complex and repoed. So.
Yeah.
So, Allie, your car?
Was a 92 beige Nissan Altima, manual transmission.
And that's the first car you purchased?
Yes.
Okay. Jacob, I believe it's
It
a
was
Mazda?
$200 from my mom's friend. Oh, that's a lie. I didn't purchase that vehicle.
Okay.
My parents gave that to me. I had a Stanza. It was a...
Wow, that's a Nissan, people.
Jesus.
It was also a Nissan,
George
and it was from
Costanza.
the late 80s. It was older than I was, and it had 30,000 miles on it.
Wow.
And I got this in like 2008.
Someone's grandma died, right?
2009. Well, it was a friend of ours who only drove it to the
Grocery store.
grocery store. Yeah. And it had the seatbelt that like
retracts.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandma's got a 97 Camry, like fully loaded leather, all that shit. It's got 40,000 miles on it.
Jesus.
I'm like, I'm champing at the bit on that shit. I'm like, the minute she can't drive anymore, I'm fucking swooping.
Fuck yeah.
Dude.
What about you,
And
Jacob?
that vehicle got totaled in front of my work in the auto mall.
Jeez.
And I only had liability. It was only worth like $200.
Wow.
So
You should have insured it as like a classic vehicle.
Yeah.
I think that's like pre-76 only.
Whatever, dude.
Jacob?
This close.
Mine was a 2005 turbo Hyundai Tiburon.
That's what it was, a
That's
Tiburon.
right, a Tiburon.
I was picturing an RX-7.
No, I
or
knew
an
it.
RX-8.
Yep, 2005 Tiburon, man. I love that fucking car.
RX-8, the worst getaway car ever.
Yeah.
Wolverine
I
had one.
turned it back on and off
Technically,
too
that
soon,
was,
and now it's flooded.
Cyclops' car.
My
That was
Apex
Wolverine that
deals
had
are
that.
fucked.
He drove it, but it was Cyclops' car.
What about you, Mr. Waters?
The first car I actually purchased with my own money that wasn't from an
Audi.
insurance check from a 50-50 split with my parents was, probably the Audi. Yeah.
Audi RS4.
Audi RS4. Yeah.
Wow, you had an RS4.
Well,
Holy
they show,
it wasn't just any
lifestyles
RS4.
that we've
Was
lived.
it a wagon?
This is an 87 Honda.
It
How
wasn't a
dare
wagon.
you?
What year?
2008. It was supercharged.
Beautiful.
It's fucking sick.
Fucking love
APR
it.
stage 3, right?
Yeah.
That's sexy.
Bunch of Miltech exhaust, high flow cats.
Custom stereo, HRE wheels. Just
Who's telling the story, Mike or Kevin?
no, I love that car. I'm really
You
sad.
telling
But
the
it's not your
story,
car.
am I?
I'm so sad that it's gone.
Yeah. It was a beautiful car.
Yeah.
Sold or gone?
Rest in peace
Sold.
to all of our vehicles.
Yeah.
Pour some out for our vehicles.
I'm pretty sure that Volkswagen is dead though.
Oh, dude, I sold it to a kid. Oh man, so I sold this like magazine Volkswagen Golf, motor swap, trans swap, the whole thing. Fucking HREs. It had the Cayenne brakes in it. Like it was sick. And I sold it to a kid who showed up and didn't know how to drive stick.
What the fuck? You're fucking kidding me.
And they give him like this small go-kart race car thing, and it's like
I'm
It,
gonna make
it
sure
didn't
this
have
check
ABS.
clears.
It didn't have traction control. Like every time you turned it on, 5 lights came on the dash. It was just like, this shit's not there. Like
that's the car that tried to kill me at least twice.
Yeah.
At least twice.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 times.
Did you possibly contribute to vehicular manslaughter at some point?
perhaps,
Oh, shit.
allegedly,
As
allegedly.
a lawyer, I have advised him not to answer that.
Allegedly.
Deniable plausibility. So
The check cleared before he got around the
So
corner.
in Minecraft, I sold this Volkswagen to a kid.
We're gonna need some edits on this.
I had kind of wanted to touch on the point of bean counters. We all know what
What,
that,
Gene?
Trying to touch those beans?
we all know what that means.
flick them.
Right? Bean counters. So it's like the
Flick the bean!
people behind the
Doesn't Eric
scenes.
say that you crack it?
What?
Oh, my
He
bean!
said that you crack the bean or something when we were
did?
talking about
Eric, you're a
vagina.
bean cracker?
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Okay.
Oh my god.
No.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't
Gina?
know. No.
No, crazy.
Sorry, you're on your own.
Carry on, Mike.
Anywho,
Hey, what's that over there? Distraction?
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
No. So the bean counters, in the sense that I'm talking about,
Love
are the
you.
people that are behind the scenes that you're trying to make the shop work, but all they're looking at is raw numbers, and they don't understand what those numbers actually mean or how the numbers correspond with what occurs in the shop. And if they would stop taking things away from things that might benefit the shop or the sales department and the parts department or whatever, that maybe those numbers would improve. But yet they just trying to keep cutting the things that aren't producing things, but the things that are necessary. So Eric, Norm, you guys know
What
what
in
I'm talking
God's
about?
holy name are you
Yeah.
blathering about?
Thank you, Kevin.
You don't know what I'm talking about? We call them bean counters. They're not bean counters. It's the accountants and like all the people that are like in charge of numbers and efficiencies and things like that.
I
And they don't
need
understand-
an expensive piece of equipment to complete a job properly and safely, but that piece of equipment is expensive. So they'll give you something cheap, which is actually even less safe to use. And they'll be like, well, we got you the thing you wanted. We just got it from the Alibaba catalog instead of the Snap-on catalog.
Well, to be
From Wish.
To be
Hashtag sound about.
And Mike, you're talking about tripping over $1 to pick up a dime.
Yeah, I mean,
Or even throwing away $1, like closing the door after the horse gets out. You know, we could have saved $10,000 by
that must be a
buying
Canadian expression.
that totally is.
a $1,000 piece of equipment. I can't believe you haven't heard that before.
No, I haven't.
I don't live in Canada.
You close the door after the horse gets out. Like the horses are gone, but we should close the door.
Oh, I
If you
understand
closed
that.
the door before the horse left, you
Yeah,
would have
we
solved
got
the
it
whole
too.
problem.
But I've
Like,
never
I
had that before.
understand it.
What is going on in here?
I think it's hindsight is 2020. Is
Yes.
that version?
Yes, yeah, that's the American version, I think.
Oh, yeah, it's because of the
I
healthcare thing,
like
right?
the fourth one.
How many bald eagles to beavers?
Right now, you get a 30% discount on the entire country. 32% the last time I looked at the exchange rate.
Jesus.
Anyhow, yeah, like the people that'll make your life harder just to save a few dollars, and then when something comes crashing down, and it costs them a big bill, and you can stand there and say, "Well, I asked for something that would have prevented this. Why are we here when we could have prevented this?"
Well, so we're trying to increase revenue in the shop, right? And the way to do that is to bring in more vehicles. But how do you do that? You have the support staff to be able to support that, influx of more vehicles in the shop. But instead, we're trying to bring in more vehicles, but we don't have a greeter. We don't have enough porters. We don't have enough shuttle drivers. We don't have enough lubies. We don't have enough phones. We
don't have enough intelligent advisors, somebody who can ask questions and get the correct answers on paper. So the technician.
Sorry, Jacob.
Write-ups on vehicles.
Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare you?
You incompetent fuck.
If we don't get the concern written down on paper correctly, we can't fix anything.
Yeah.
Rattle in front end over bumps. Well, dang, that's outstanding. Is it first thing in the morning? Is it turning? Is
Transmission
it hot?
shifts
Is it
hard.
cold? Yeah.
Okay.
If you ask the
Freeway
right
speeds,
questions,
parking lot
hard.
speeds.
yeah. Hitting the
Car
brakes.
piss hard.
Yeah.
Car no go.
So I guess you want to do one story right now. We'll see where that takes us.
Yeah, sure. We could probably talk about that 2022 Bronco that I had to deal with a couple weeks back.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Oh, wait.
All right. So yeah, this happened 3 or 4 weeks ago. Had a turns out to be a gentleman come into the shop.
Wait, hold on. Wait, can we rewind a little bit? What do you mean turns out to be a gentleman?
There may have been some ambiguity as to the declared or assessed gender of the owner of the vehicle.
Oh, so like a
Have your
Pat.
balls a tug tit fucker?
Yes, it was Pat.
Yeah.
Pat brought their 2022 Bronco. He knows. Into the dealership for a wind noise. And of course I pulled the ticket and I raid, 2022 Bronco for a wind noise. So I poked my head outside, take a look, see that it's a soft top model, which made me rejoice right to my core. Mm-hmm. And I quickly did an Oasis check while I gathered up
do those make noise?
Yeah, apparently soft tops are windy.
Oh, shit.
Wait, like a Jeep or something like that? That's weird.
Yeah, they don't put them together very well when
Does
they're
the oil
rushed
get hot?
with COVID. Yeah. So I proceed to see that this here Jeep, yeah,
there you go.
Bronco Nation is really triggered.
Same but different.
Yeah. The Bronco's got the top down. So I log into the RO and proceed to start putting the top up when the owner approached me and started reaming me out for touching their brand new Bronco. I said, I'm the technician assigned to assess the wind noise on this, so I'm just putting the top up so I can use my tools to figure out where your wind noise is coming from. And this person berates me for, how are you going to find the wind noise with the top up, genius?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So,
I'm kidding.
Jesus is on the chat.
So I asked Pat to hang out in the parking lot for a couple of minutes while I grab a few more things. I was missing some stuff, so I had to leave. And what I went and searched for was my will to live. And I went straight through the shop and hopped into another vehicle.
Right?
No, I went to Subway. They hadn't seen it. I grabbed a sandwich and I had a really nice melt. And I came back to the shop and to find Pat and my service manager in the parking lot talking. My manager tried to berate me a little bit for my absence, leaving the customer standing in our sweltering 22 degrees C temperatures, which is astonishingly hot for my part of the country.
Multiply it by 1.8 and add 32.
He tried to give me a little bit of crap about giving the customer a slice of attitude about their problem, and I proceeded to inform him that the concern that was written down was a top-down wind noise concern, and that was beyond my assistance to do anything for it.
Jesus.
So the manager did the manager thing and hopped in the vehicle, and then hopped into one of our own soft top Broncos. When they returned, the manager and the customer with a decibel reading app.
Oh,
those are reliable.
And
my
accurate.
watch does that.
Yeah,
my God.
So the customer was going through with my manager to say, hey, we need to hop into my truck because I think my truck's louder with the top down.
Go fuck yourself.
Those are words.
Yeah, we were getting a sob story about how they bought the vehicle without a test drive, sight unseen. They
Whose
bid
fault
on
is
it.
that?
Yeah, they bid on it at another dealer. They paid $15,000 over MSRP because they wanted to have this vehicle, and they were on their way home, and they noticed this terrible wind noise.
With the top down.
With the top down, purchased at another dealer for over MSRP, and they were experiencing a case of buyer's remorse, I suppose.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
So that person got sent on their way, but the great part of that whole story is the service advisor closed the ticket as an NPF, no problem found. So instead of burning the ticket, because I didn't have any legit time in it, there was nothing to pay me for because I was only punched in for a brief moment before I bounced for lunch. Yeah. But the service advisor wanted a closed RO on their system. They needed to close the RO because every RO closed is part of their bonus.
Right.
And he closed this 2022 Bronco wind noise concern as an NPF, which will immediately generate a survey to this customer who was told to
go fuck.
Yeah, they were told to fornicate with their chapeau. and they went on their way unhappy. So that service advisor is probably going to lose his bonus for quite some time after that 0-star survey rolls out.
My gosh, I can't with people.
Really good times. Like I used to have faith in the human race, and I still meet people and love people, but customers are the worst.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be one of those things where you had to have known that driving with a top down on any vehicle, there is going to be noise. Like, is that your first time in a convertible or a T-top or anything like that?
Well, and even a normal convertible, you get normal convertible noises, but that 4-door Bronco has got rails and speakers, and there's all kinds of places, all coins for
that was
noises
a Canadian accent, by the way, folks.
There's all sorts of places for wind to whistle through, and you have to understand, like the air quotes for the camera, common sense is gone.
It's superpower.
Yeah.
As I always say, you guys, what do I always say about common sense?
Nothing
is fucked here.
Nothing is fucked. It's not that common.
Yeah.
Yep. Common sense is not always common.
The main wind noise was the air passing through his ears and into the empty cavity he calls a skull.
Have you tried plugging your nose?
Shit. We sell these earplugs. They're shaped like little Broncos.
Wow.
They're shaped like little Broncos.
Well, and like wind noise, like when we have the Miata soft tops and stuff, MX-5s, that could potentially be a lot of money and sometimes covered under warranty depending on what's going on.
Oh yeah, I'm not deriding wind noises in general, but I'm deriding stupid wind noises.
Yeah, if you're going to tell me if it's a wind noise with the top down,
I put my windows down and I hear a lot of wind.
Like, get the fuck out of
here. But my wind deflectors are installed.
Yeah.
I get wet when I'm out in the rain. Help me.
Yeah. Mother of God. And then there's the fitment issues we've all seen on the half tons.
Yeah.
You know, someone comes up and they're looking along the side of their vehicle and the door's popped out a little bit. And I say, first of all, I agree, you have a concern, but do you have a concern inside the vehicle?
But did you die?
Yeah, well, when you're driving, do you hear a wind noise associated with that loose panel? No. If I fix this, you will.
Oh, yeah, because you've now changed the way everything
We're going to
aligns.
change how everything fits. So you have to decide if you want a slightly misaligned panel or a wind noise. And you don't get to have both.
Right.
Want to bet? I paid $80,000 for this piece of shit.
Yeah,
better
that's
fix
what she
it.
said. I didn't build it. I didn't buy it. I didn't break it. And it's not my problem unless I can find something to fix that doesn't create another problem. End of the story.
There you go.
Yep.
That's it.
What's this about a supporter?
An athletic supporter?
No,
Supporter
actually,
films?
It's called a jockstrap.
I do want to thank. We did get a new monthly supporter for the podcast on Anchor.fm. I do want to thank Drew Wanio. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Contact
Drew.
us at Customer States.
Thank you, Drew. We love you.
You're the real MVP.
We're gonna send you some goodies.
Yeah, contact us at Customer States Podcast at gmail.com, and we'll send you some good stuff.
Please.
Allie will send you a foot pic. if
I
you're
was
into that.
just, you beat me to it. I was going to say Kevin was going to send him a foot pic.
Those are words.
Of Allie's foot.
No.
People want to see your feet, Allie.
And speaking of support, the people who are watching the YouTube channel see the T-shirt I'm wearing right now. It asks a very important question about where the bodies are, Garth. And I just want to give a quick shout out to another podcast at YMH Studios, where they are working. Yeah, they're working very hard at YMH.studios. Now I screwed up the website, but people will find it. They're trying very hard to find out where the bodies are buried. Garth has got so many victims, and the
Garth
Brooks?
Brooks?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah, okay.
Yeah. And so
I know all about creepy ass Garth Brooks.
So
I too am a YMH subscriber.
So if you want to touch my camera through the fence, you'll be able to go to YMH Studios and help them support the effort to find all of Garth's victims. So I just wanted to put that shout out there. I want all the mommies to come on over to Customer States Podcast. I think you'll enjoy both of these, the uniting of this podcast community.
Very nice.
All right. Yes.
If Mike would let us have more fun.
Yeah, that would be nice.
YMH is Tom Segura, right?
Yeah,
of course.
Yes, Tommy Buns and his beautiful wife Christine are heading up the efforts with
Mommy Jeans.
Yeah, with Nadav and Annie to find the bodies. So
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Where are the bodies, Garth?
Where are the bodies?
I'm sure there are a lot of people who don't know what you guys are talking
What's in
about.
the box?
You got another story for us, right?
Well, we could talk about it. Yeah, I mean, we've all had toxic coworkers. We've always had people that bring the whole shop down. People that you basically, by their existence, are stealing their wage from the company. You ever know anybody like that?
I might have known a couple people like that.
I might know someone and their name that I won't say that we may have edited out of the podcast before.
Jacob Rickes. I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ.
That was a weird, funny, sounding sneeze.
That was very, very.
Give your balls a tug, tit fucker.
My fault, because I got Jake hired, basically.
Well, if he would stop stealing Kleenex and napkins from the break room, then we'd be okay.
Don't forget the Lubriderm.
Yeah. Is it stealing if you're using it in there?
That's it.
Overusage.
All right, so this story starts several years back when we hired somebody to manage our newly minted Quick Lane because, of course, we never had one until we were sold one, and that person came along with a spouse that was probably the second worst person I've ever known, and I know of Hitler. So just keep that in mind. So this person became one of our detail department, and they smoked about every 6 minutes for about 10 minutes all day, every day.
Wait, the devil's lettuce?
No. Just nicotine. Just basically an hourly employee that would take out of a normal day a legit 4 hours of breaks. So. And every time they go for a break, like some smokers, they tag along with, they drag all the other smokers with them. So their mere existence brought a lack of efficiency to the entire shop. And
so they were a part-time employee.
They were a part-time employee married to an important person in another department. So they were basically untouchable for a time. And but through this, they become aware that they were untouchable.
Oh, that's the best kind of sentient.
Yeah. So once they are realizing that they can't be fired, they start taking more and more advantage and start taking more and more liberties with the people and the items around them. So this person started to get on my nerves because they started to make my life tough through the way our shop is laid out. The detail department can interfere with where I have to be moving my vehicles in and out.
Oh, the flow of traffic.
The flow of traffic,
yeah,
right? So they would, in order to look busy, because our shop has cameras in it from all angles, in order to look busy, they would be constantly moving cars back and forth in and out, while actually not doing any work on them at all. In this process, I became aggravated, and I started, because of the dealer system we were using at the time, I could log them in and out of their time clock. I could punch them in and out. So in order to just make an actual recording of their time spent in the shop that would be time stamped with our video surveillance, I would punch her out every time she went out for a smoke and punch her back in when she would come in to, air quotes, work. And after that pay period, when she received $32.71 for her paycheck, they caught on to what was going on. And I was brought in, and I was giving a stern, that's not cool. And I said, well, but do you see? You know, everybody doesn't like this person.
Do you see?
Do you see what's happening? Do you understand? Like, this is a problem for the entire working area. I'm just bringing it to your attention because you wouldn't listen. So I had to do something that was going to be brought to your attention in another way. This was the next level of escalation for someone who is stroking checks out to this basic thief to, you know, look, we need different employees. We need to take action against this person who's stealing money from the company. You know, you get after me for not selling a single bolt on an RO that causes it to get bounced. That whole RO is just half a month's wage for this person you're paying to do nothing but aggravate the people who are producing for you.
Right.
So you get this weird effect where their existence. So if I want the doors open, for instance, for airflow because I've got a stinky job or something's got burnt coolant, I need airflow so nobody gets sick inside. Oh, but she's chilly, so she'll go and close the door and then hit the breaker so that you can't actually even get in and out of the shop. Someone's trying to get in and the breaker's turned off.
What?
Yeah. And then after you discover that's what they're up to, then she would lock the panel. She found the key to the breaker panel. She would turn it off and lock the panel. So it just became this escalating aggravation where every day seeing the person would just cause, you know, oh, now again.
That would frustrate the hell out of me.
Yeah. And eventually her husband got fired because he was getting too big for his britches too. He realized that he was able to take advantage and they decided to punt him. But they left her in place where she got even worse, believe it or not. So eventually we did some digging and found some personal information. And it turns out, in a rare instance in Canada, that her son was shot by police in a drug bust, high-risk takedown. The SWAT team killed him and two prostitutes in his truck in a parking lot. And it was filmed and put on the news. That video may have been edited into a loop with a Metallica song whose refrain is "Shoot me again, I'm not dead yet," and played on the television in the shop for about a week before she quit.
Oh my!
But we don't know why she quit.
No. But we did get a mysterious call to OSHA after she left about potentially bullying and unsafe equipment, which caused an actual improvement of things in the shop. A lot of our unsafe equipment was replaced, and
nice.
She did a good thing for us by calling them. So
thank you.
We got rid of some toxic people, and we got some new equipment out of it. And it's just, everybody knows that working with that toxic person who's untouchable, the people that are putting blinders on to seeing the gross effect that these people are having on the environment. And then everybody afterwards, it was like a weight was lifted off the entire shop after they were gone. It was like a fresh breeze.
Yeah.
And
it's rough having somebody like that in the shop.
Yeah.
So before we go to break, I wanted to
go to break.
Go to
Michael. What the hell?
Yeah, maybe. Norm.
Thank you, Kevin.
Norm actually came down on his motorcycle with some gifts for the four of us guys.
The gifts, I can't see it though.
Yeah,
Kevin, turn the computer around
so we can see the gift.
The spiders are for those two. The octopus is for Mike because he's the guy always reaching into the many reaches of the dealership.
Nice.
And of course, then I brought a rooster, otherwise known as a
Oh,
cock.
so cool.
So I brought
This
this.
is you, Jake and Allie.
Yeah, one of those is raising its front legs in a stance saying that's not warranty, and the other one has fangs, just like the
Service advisor sink them into the
service
customer.
advisor sinking it into that unruly customer.
Here's for Eric.
It's a giant cock.
You got to show the people on YouTube. The detail on this thing is incredible.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely amazing.
The
work.
rooster's made out of a couple of nuts and some chain links, and
Nice.
the octopus is made out of turbo bushings and 10R 140 bearing roller bearings, as are the spiders.
So Eric got a cock made out of nuts.
Yes.
Yes.
Amazing.
And again, you guys can find all
Thank
this
you,
stuff.
Norm.
Yeah, there's pictures up on the Instagram at Stovacor Metalworks. Metalworks.
Gonna spell that out.
STOVORKOR.
You messed up.
I messed it up. Yeah.
Okay, let's start that over. How do you want to spell that?
STOVOKOR_METALWORKS. Stovacor Metalworks.
And that's on
Instagram.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming down. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you didn't have to come all this way, dude. We could do this over the internet.
Yeah, we'll probably try and drop in on one or two now.
Better.
I'm
Awesome.
so sorry I didn't get to meet you in person.
Oh,
Damn COVID.
next time.
Next
There will be
time.
another one.
Or maybe we'll come up to Canada and see you, Norm.
There you
Canada.
go.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. Travis Ferris from Hit Distributing, supplying us with Justice Brothers products.
Nick
Nick
Lowridge.
Lowry from Echo Tools. Nope, I said it first, Michael. Fuck
Yes,
you.
he did.
Ray Moon from El Ranchito Taco Shop, supplying us delicious tacos.
And creamy guac.
Thank you, Walk.
Dale Follett from Twisted Bills.
Love you.
TwistedBills.com. Go check out
Love
his
you.
stuff. He does amazing and wild different things.
Love you.
And of course, the infamous
Love you.
Glazer. Thank you very much for being in studio with us.
Love you.
We love you all
Love
very
you.
much.
Love you.
Love
You
you
can
guys.
find
Love
us.
you so much.
We have a email, customerstatespodcast@gmail.com. We have a website, customerstatespodcast.com, where you can find merchandise. You can find information about us.
Merchandising.
Hats, shirts,
Big whoop.
hoodies, hashtag sell the bell, stickers. Anybody that buys anything gets business cards and stickers.
And a free BJ. Free BJ.
Oh, hello. That's me.
Okay.
What's up?
Stepping up to the plate.
From Eric.
Indeed.
You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at customer_states. And I think that's pretty much it for all the socials. Oh, anchor.fm, search customer states. You know where to find us on all the streaming stuffs.
Yeah.
And with that, we say
Goodbye.
Love you.
Fuck off, salesman.
Love you. Oh, son
you.
of a bitch.
Fuckers.
Love you.
Love you. God
you.
damn it. Love you.
Love you. Nice job, Kev.
Hi, this is Mike Serra from Customer States. Matco Tools is one of the best tool companies in the industry, and Nick Lowridge is one of the best Matco tool distributors. Nick can get me anything I need for the shop or for at home. From oil drain pans to beef jerky, Nick's got what I need on tap. Nick works in the Thousand Oaks, California area, and you too can get whatever you need by calling him at 805-796-7323. And if you're not in that area, call him anyway and tell him you heard about him from the Customer States podcast. And then you can hop on to matcotools.com and find a Matco Tools distributor near you. Matco Tools. Service, trust, results.